Today we're going to talk a little bit about imagery. And imagery is a powerful tool in order for writers to really evoke emotion. So the thing about imagery is we are trying to take an emotion, which is this abstract concept, and trying to put it into concrete language. And we've been trying to do this for centuries, right? We try to explain what love is through songs, through art, through painting. And although we have tried for years and years as humans to convey those feelings, we've never really arrived. So that is why we continue to strive in our writing or in our telling in different art forms of these emotions. So as you are writing a narrative or writing your memoir, you want to think about the emotion that you want to evoke in the scene. Now, there's probably different emotions or tones throughout your story, so you want to think about word choice and ideas that are going to convey what you want your audience and what you want your character to be feeling during that time. So I love the use of this chart, and if you're not familiar with some of these tones and feelings on the left here, those are of course many of the characters from Inside Out, which is a Pixar film from a few years ago, but I find it really helpful to use it in this way to think about how people are feeling in this moment and then what we can do as writers to create an image in order to convey that. So go ahead and recreate this chart for yourself. You can do it by hand or you can do it in a Google Doc, whatever you prefer. I just do imagery chart here. So the tone and feeling is going to be here on the left. And then these are our five senses, right? Sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. We kind of overdo it with sight in writing, but some of those other senses are super important. For me, smell is a really important sense and it can really evoke feelings. So here I have sadness, and the thing is, these over here, these tones, these feelings, those are abstract. The trick is here is to try to make everything on this side really concrete. So what oftentimes happens is I have students who say, well, she was sad, she felt sad, she looked sad, but that's still not descriptive. What we have to do is think about real objects in the world that we can do to describe sadness. So yes, a frown would be one, but pushing us a little bit more, you can see that what is sad, well, maybe it's watching ice cream fall into the sand, right? That is really sad. You go, oh, I'm always thinking of a kid, right, with their ice cream cone. Sadness are babies crying, right? For taste, maybe sadness is plain oatmeal, which is just really depressing and kind of sad. Sadness could be like a wet towel, or super sadly like a dead pet when you go to touch it and it's just kind of like cold. Or even sadness could be something like burnt bacon. To me, burnt anything is sad because all that time and energy taking to cook something and then it's burnt and ruined always makes me sad and probably a little angry as well. So you can see I'm trying to really think through things that make me sad. Not only is this important for us to convey the emotion, it also tells us a lot about you as a person and as a writer, because maybe you don't think babies crying are sad, or maybe you're vegan and you don't eat bacon and so that doesn't make you sad at all. Yours is going to be very individual to who you are, and it's what makes your writing voice, which is so crucial in something like memoir. So I filled out some other things. Fear for me looks like clowns because they're super scary. Um, it's like door slamming in the middle of the night that just makes my heart race. It could be a bitter pill, maybe like iron or blood inside the mouth, like when you're fearful and you kind of maybe bite your lip or your tongue. Fear for touch for me feels like maybe in those Halloween things where you just stick your hand in and it's like those like eyeball type things or like wet spaghetti. Ooh, that's creepy to me. Fear smell could smell like, I have this under anger, but like BO, right? That like anticipation fear that you get and suddenly you're like drenched with sweat and it has that distinct like irony smell to it. Anger, right, can look like a fist clench. It can look like glaring eyes, but see how those are really physical things? I'm saying something like anger can be what do I have here? I can't really read it. Oh, cupboard slamming, right? Like when someone's angry, they slam the door or slam the cupboard or like shut the drawer. Taste could be that like metal, like licking metal, like anger. And like I said, these are the things that I'm thinking of. So yours might be different, but I just want you to notice how concrete, these are real physical things that I could touch. These are cotton candy, right? For joy. It's brownies baking, right? Anything baking really makes me happy because I love food. So think about things that are real and how you would describe something. And on your own, I would go ahead and fill out this just for practice, but I kind of left the disgust one for you to practice on. Like when you are disgusted by something, whether it's food, whether it is a person, whether it's a political opinion, you know, what sight is that? What sound is that? What taste is that? And think about these things as you kind of fill out this chart and practice this, because we're going to be inserting this into our own writing as we are kind of creating those memories and we want our emotions to really come through.